Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my team selection and preview ahead of the Game Week 21 deadline. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try to hit 35 likes. Leave a comment, what is your team looking like at the moment? Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So starting things off as always with my team selection videos, we take a quick look back at my previous game week score, and it honestly could not have been worse. It was not a great week for me in the slightest. Finished with 35 points, a big fat red arrow, and this is why. So De Gea obviously got me 2 points, 3-1 against Burnley last night. Was really hoping for a clean sheet in that game, especially when United went 3-0 up. I was like, okay, you know, Ronaldo is bagging. It's not the best situation in the world, but De Gea's clean sheet will hopefully make it a little bit more worthy of a decent game week. That wasn't the case. They did concede, didn't even get any save points either. I think he only made 2 saves in that game, which was really unfortunate. So finished with 2 points. Trent with 2 points, of course, with the loss away at Leicester. Rudiger conceding in the 91st minute. He also picked up a yellow card, so he only had 1 point. Again, that was just how this game week went, and I was expecting it to happen because I didn't watch the Chelsea game because I was watching the City game. I watched the first half, but from what I've heard, Chelsea got absolutely dominated by Brighton, and Brighton probably deserved the win. So the fact that it was only 1-1 at the end of the day probably was an alright result for Chelsea. But yeah, conceding in the 91st minute was not good. James went off with an injury, so he only got me 1 point. Cancelo got 6 points, which was nice. Sissoko only got 2 points. He had a decent opportunity, but unfortunately it was saved. Foden, really the saviour of my game week, getting 11 points. The City game was really boring to watch though. It was only 1-0 against Brentford. They could have scored a lot more. Foden did score another goal which was offside, although his first goal was, I guess, a little controversial because that wasn't offside, even though the Kane goal was offside the day before. But we're not going to get into that. VAR really needs to have those kind of situations sorted out. Bernardo doing what he does best since I brought him in, absolutely nothing. Salah captain with 0 points. I mean, that was definitely the part of the game week where it was the deciding factor. If he hadn't missed the penalty, you know, that's 10 points right there. He also had a really good chance as well, really good save by Schmeichel. That was another goal. If he scores a brace, that's 20 odd points. Would have got 3 bonus. We would have been laughing, and I would have ended up on 60-70 points. But unfortunately, because he missed the penalty, and Schmeichel did that really good save, it just kind of didn't go any better than that. And I know a lot of people didn't have Salah. I know a lot of people captained Salah. That was the deciding factor this week. If you didn't have Salah, or if you didn't captain him, you captained someone else like Son or Foden or someone like that, then you've obviously done really well. If you did captain Salah, you probably didn't do that well, unless you have the likes of Bowen, Foden to kind of as a get out of jail free card. Also had Jota. He could have got an assist, but Mane decided to kick it into Rosette, which wasn't fantastic. Then Antonio getting me 5 points, a little assist, not too bad. The bench, obviously nobody played. My full starting 11 played, but unfortunately it just didn't go well. So Locadia, White, Watkins. Obviously White and Watkins not playing because the games got cancelled, and then Locadia just doesn't play anyway, who I need to get rid of now. So that was my game week 20 score, and hopefully we can pull it back in game week 21. Now I do have 2 free transfers, but we're going to get into transfers in a minute. First off, let's go over my actual team so far for game week 21. So in goal we have De Gea at home to Wolves. I'm honestly predicting that game to just be a 0-0. I honestly don't think anything exciting is going to happen in that game, but of course I would take a clean sheet at home to Wolves. We then have Trent away at Chelsea, Rudiger at home to Liverpool, and then Cancelo away at Arsenal. So there's a few things that I want to talk about with the defence. So Trent away at Chelsea, I'm actually kind of, I don't know, I think the chances of a clean sheet for Liverpool are actually quite high. Chelsea are all over the place at the moment. You know, they can't keep a clean sheet to save their lives. We've got all the Lukaku drama with him throwing his toys out his pram. And they just don't look very good at the moment. They've been dropping a lot of points recently, a lot of draws where they should have won those games. And I just think that I know it is at Stamford Bridge, but we all saw how Brighton dominated that game. I feel like if Liverpool bring their A game, it could be like a 3-0 whitewash to Liverpool. It really could be. So I obviously don't want to play Rudiger, and I think I will use one of my free transfers to get rid of James, who is on my bench, to bring in someone like Reguilon or Matty Cash or somebody like that to hopefully mean that I don't have to play Rudiger, because I'm going to get rid of my Chelsea assets as soon as possible, because I just don't want them at all. And then Cancelo as well away at Arsenal, should I say. But unfortunately, we've actually had some really terrible news about Cancelo. He actually got attacked in his home. He got burgled. I think they stole all of his jewelry or something like that. But yeah, he posted about his on his Instagram story as well. So I don't think he'll be playing at the weekend. But I mean, FPL is very much down here when something like that happens. So, you know, best wishes to him. And I mean, obviously, unfortunately, it's never happened to me or anybody that I know. But you can kind of just understand the situation where, you know, it'd be very much, you know, just the I don't know, just how like scared like his family will be, you know, like now that like your home should be like the one place that you feel safe more than anywhere in the world, and the fact that he had like 4 people come and, you know, because they hit him and everything like that, is awful story. So yeah, whether he plays or not, I mean, that's the last of our worries. Just hopefully that he makes a speedy recovery. If he doesn't play, then, you know, I honestly don't care, because I completely understand. But I've got him in my team anyway. We'll see what happens. We'll see if there's an update. I'm pretty sure the Pep press conferences today, so we'll see what happens with Cancelo. But I mean, if he doesn't play, like, who can, like, if anybody gets angry at Cancelo for not playing, then honestly they're just they need to put their priorities straight. But that's my back three. Will be changed quite a bit with my free transfers. In the midfield, we have Sissoko, Foden, Bernardo, Salah captain, and Jota. So Sissoko, I'm hoping for double game weeks. Again, don't make any transfers until like the deadline, because there might be information on double game weeks today. If there is information on double game weeks after this video goes up, I'll probably make a video about that. But as of right now, Sissoko's in the team. But again, I've got 2 free transfers to kind of sort things out. I've also got Foden away at Arsenal, Bernardo away at Arsenal. Now, will both of those start? Probably not. Another situation I've got going on. Salah captain. Now this is where I'm kind of, I don't really know what to do. Like, if there's no double game weeks this week, then I might generally keep Salah. As I've just said, like, Chelsea are all over the place at the moment. They can't keep a clean sheet. Lukaku throwing his toys out of the pram. Been dropping points left, right and centre. Liverpool will need a big result to bounce back after the loss at Leicester. I think that Salah could potentially feast. So if there's no double game weeks for like Son, because Son captain is obviously the better option, like away at Watford, like that's such a good, like this could be a make or break point for my season, you know. If I don't bring Son in and he decides to get a hat-trick against Watford, then yeah, it's all over. But if he blanks and then Salah gets a brace and I've captained him, you know, my season's kind of saved a bit. So it's honestly one of those decisions. I don't know yet. We'll be waiting for double game. Like, obviously, if there's a double game week, I'm bringing in Son. Like, there's no question about it. But if it just stays like it is, I don't know. I feel like there's more problems in my team with the likes of James and Rudiger and Bernardo that I'd kind of want to get rid of more. But then I'd just get rid of Salah next week for maybe Son or someone like that if there is a big double game week in 22. So I'll have to see what happens with that. And then I've also got Jota away at Chelsea. Definitely not getting rid of Jota. Salah is going to AFCON after the Chelsea game. So yeah, he will be out of my team next week. But that is why Jota's staying, because Liverpool literally have no other attackers apart from, you know, Jota, Firmino, and maybe Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain or something like that. But that's my midfield. Up top, we have Watkins away at Brentford, who obviously was his previous team, so hopefully gets a result there. And then Antonio away at Crystal Palace, with my bench being Steele, James White, and Locadia. So obviously only one player off my bench that will be playing, who is obviously at home to City, so not a great fixture at all. But that is my Game Week 21 team as of right now. Let's go over my transfers. So I have 0.4 mil in the bank, 2 free transfers. Again, I decided to roll a transfer last week. I was very, very close to taking out Bernardo and bringing in Bowen. And I'm not just saying that because Bowen popped off. I generally was so close. I was like, you know, Bernardo, he's not been playing well. He's probably not going to do too well. But Bowen, he's probably going to get rested. He's been playing 90 like all over the shop. He's probably going to get rested. But he didn't get rested and decided to absolutely pop off. You know what I mean? He actually got 3 assists and he scored an offside goal. If that goal went in, it would have been all over, man. But yeah, it's just one of those, man. I thought it would be smart to roll the transfer. If I brought Bowen in and he got benched, you know, it would have been a different story. So I just decided not to, but it is what it is. So yeah, I have 2 free transfers, but there's been a lot of information that's kind of come out. Dennis is not going off to AFCON now. Apparently Nigeria waited too long to basically tell Watford they want him, and so now it's basically confirmed that he's not going to AFCON, which basically means I want him in my team. So I'm bringing him in as soon as possible. So whether I bring him in this week, I don't know. They're at home to Tottenham, But again, it's very likely that Watford, if there is double game weeks this week, Watford's definitely getting one. And then I also want to bring him in for Newcastle and Norwich anyway. So if there is a double game week, it'll probably be me taking Salah out, bringing in Son, because if there is a double game week, Son's obviously getting one. So I'd obviously want Son as my captain, and then I'd take Locadia out for Dennis, which, by the way, if you brought him in at like 5.4, you just... Bringing in Dennis early is honestly just a mastermind. Like, the only reason I didn't bring him in early was because he was going to go off to AFCON. But now he's bloody not going. I feel like a right idiot, because he's now 6.1. Like, other people have brought him in for like 5.3. It's like, what the hell? It's unbelievable. So then I've got Son and Dennis, obviously, in my team. Again, this is all if there is a double game week. If there isn't, I'll probably bring Dennis in next week, when they definitely will be a double game week, most likely. And then he also has like Newcastle and Norwich and stuff. But that would be that. And then I also kind of need to get rid of James or Rudiger. So it might even be the point where I take a -4 and get rid of James and then bring in somebody like... I don't know whether to bring in Reguilon or not. I mean, it depends on what the fixtures are and stuff. Because the thing is, that you'd only be really targeting Tottenham players because of the double game week coming up. Like, they'd obviously have Watford and then someone else. But then they have Arsenal and Chelsea, which isn't obviously the greatest fixtures. Like, the derby, anything could happen. Arsenal playing really, really well at the moment. It is at home, at Tottenham, so I guess that makes it a little bit better, but still a difficult team to break down. So yeah, I'd probably bring in an Aston Villa player, because Villa's fixtures are just really, really good anyway. Like, they've got Brentford, again, could double up in game week 22, and then they have Everton, Leeds, Newcastle, Watford, Brighton, Southampton. That's such a really good run of fixtures. So I might have to bring in someone like Cash or Target or someone like that. Let's just say I bring Cash in. Because I want the extra money to upgrade Rudiger not next week because they play Chelsea, but I want the money to upgrade Rudiger to Diaz ahead of these 3 fixtures for City, which I definitely want to do. So it might just be the case where I take a big fat, well, it's not a big fat, but a -4 this week. I'd never like taking -4s when I have 2 free transfers. It just feels like I'm making the right decisions. But if double game week happens, I feel like it's not as bad taking a -4, because you're bringing in a player that's going to play twice. Like, Son's going to play in both games, Cash is going to play in both games, Dennis is going to play in both games. If they all have double game weeks, it's not that bad, because if they don't do anything, they're probably just still going to get 4 points, so it just kind of nullifies the hit, which obviously isn't that bad. And then I have them for the fixtures they have coming up as well. But yeah, that might be one kind of route that I do take if there is double game weeks. If there isn't a double game week, what I'll probably do is keep Salah and just hope that Son blanks and Salah pops, or if Son does get a goal and Salah matches him. Definitely get rid of James this week, because I just need to. So again, I'd still probably be bringing in Cash or Target or someone like that, or maybe Reguilon. I'm not sure. It honestly depends, because Cash is on 4 yellows, which isn't great. I don't want to bring him in and then him get bloody suspended from the next game. So it might be Target instead. And then I've got an extra 1.6 mil in the bank, so I could... I'm 0.1 off bringing Dennis in, because he's 6.1 now, so that I can't do that. So what I might do this week, because Dennis has Spurs at home, which obviously isn't a great fixture, could still score, of course. But I'd probably get rid of Bernardo this week, if this was the case, and bring in somebody like Bowen. I kind of want to bring in Rafinha, but it's just that news that he might be going away in January. Because he has some nice fixtures coming up, but if he goes away in January, it's just a waste of a transfer. So I'd probably feel safer bringing in Bowen, who is obviously in really, really good form right now, which obviously gives me 2.5 mil in the bank. And then next week, I could bring in Dennis or someone like that and just and take a hit to take Salah out. But I don't know. I think either way I look at it, this week or next week, I'm going to have to take a hit. But yeah, I'm really undecided. Again, I'm not going to take any transfers. I'm not going to do any transfers until the double game week news comes out, which hopefully should be today. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But either way, if that news has come out after this video has come out, then obviously I'll make a video about it regardless. But yeah, that's going to be everything for my team preview this game week. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like down below. Leave a comment, what is your team looking like? Subscribe if you're brand new. Thank you so much for the support on the videos this week. It's been ridiculous. But yeah, have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time,